welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Matt.
And I'm Sam.
Today we're looking at part 2 of our article, Provence in Purple. So last time we learned some things about the Provence region in the south of France, and that the best time to go is in July because that is when you can see the lavender blooming and you can get some special lavender products and you get to see everything as purple.
Yes, and so that's kind of a great time to go if you like flowers and you like to see all that kind of stuff. But there's another time for people who are maybe more into films, because there's a very, very famous film festival that also happens in that region in Cannes. And so it's called the Cannes Film Festival, and it happens in May.
Yeah, so this is considered to be like the most important film festival in the world. And they actually choose 22 films that could be from anywhere in the world, but 22 of what they think are the best films. And those 22 films compete to win the top prize, which is called the Palme d'Or, or the Golden Palm. And if you win that prize, then your movie is probably going to be very famous and everyone's going to want to watch that movie because it has won the most important film festival in the world.
Yes, so this area of the world has so many interesting things, and they have kind of interesting things every season of the year. You can kind of do something interesting. So lots of reasons to maybe go and visit, and no matter what, anytime that you go, you will also still be able to get very yummy food.
That's right. All right, let's take a look at today's article, Provence in Purple, Day 2.
Provence isn't just known for its food. Its natural beauty is just as incredible. The turquoise waters of the Verdun Gorge glow brilliantly in the summer sun, as does the Mediterranean at the many beaches dotted along the coastline. Away from the sea, the wind-swept summit of Mount Ventoux rises dramatically against the sky. This peak has challenged cyclists in the Tour de France for decades. History also runs deep in Provence. Its Roman past remains visible to this day. The city of Arles is the site of an ancient amphitheater that still hosts cultural events today.
All right, so we are on day 2 of Provence in Purple. Again, we had already talked about the food and the lavender and these types of things, but there's so much more to this area of France. So let's go ahead and jump right into the article and find out more. So it says, Provence isn't just known for its food. Its natural beauty is just as incredible.
The turquoise water of the Verdun Gorge glow brilliantly in the summer sun, as does the Mediterranean at the many beaches dotted along the coastline.
Oh, I can just picture it. It looks so beautiful.
And if you can see that the purple and the turquoise, that's a good combination of colors too.
Yes, that sounds beautiful. So, and then it goes on to say that it's not just about this ocean area and the beach and the beautiful waters, there's even more. So it says, away from the sea, this wind-swept summit of Mont Ventoux rises dramatically against the sky. This peak has challenged cyclists in the Tour de France for decades. So this is an area that the race, that very famous bike race, goes through, and it is a very, very hard hill to climb when you're on a bike. And so then we had this word summit. This noun just means the top or the highest point of a mountain that you can reach. I guess technically the summit could be a little bit higher, but if you're not really able to reach it, then there could be kind of a slightly lower summit that you're actually able to reach. But anyway, it is supposed to be the absolute highest of the mountain, or the very top. So the example sentence says, we reached the summit after a 3-hour climb. So they climbed for 3 hours, got to the top, and then could come down.
Okay, so we mentioned the word dramatically, that these mountains rise dramatically above. So to have something rise dramatically, or have a land feature do something dramatically, it means to do it very suddenly and very noticeably. So it's not something you would miss at all. It's not something that you would just see off in the distance. It's very much right there in front of you. And in the case of a hill or a mountain rising dramatically, we mean it's usually very steep and straight up and going up very high. So example sentence, the city has changed dramatically in just a few years.
Yes, and so that's a little bit more about this area, but let's go ahead and go to Hanny and then we can find out some more.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 今天要继续跟着课文游览普罗旺斯。普罗旺斯有着令人惊叹的自然美景，课文就写到，维尔东峡谷碧蓝的河水在夏日阳光下闪耀着光芒。那么地中海沿岸的许多海滩也是如此。这边用到一个重点是 as 加上助动词或 be 动词加主词，可以表达什么什么也是，如同点点点。那么 as 在这边是当连接词，表达也是如同。当前方的子句用到了 be 动词，那么 as 的后方也要用 be 动词。当前方的子句是用一般动词，那我们就要根据时态还有人称，在 as 的后方加入适当的助动词。我们看两个例句。Ed is a baseball fan, as are his children. Ed 是棒球迷，他的孩子们也是。Amy likes to dance, as does her daughter.Amy 喜欢跳舞，她女儿也是。比较一个用法 ，so 加上助动词或 be 动词加主词，同样可以表达什么什么也是，用来肯定附和前面的子句。这时候 so 是当副词，意思是表达也是。那么前后两个子句呢，你可以用连接词 and， 或者是用分号连接，你也可以把它分开写成两个独立的句子。例如 ，Pam loves traveling, and so do I。那这时候你可以用逗号 and so do I， 或者是分号 so do I， 或者是打上句号之后写上 so do I 一个独立的句子。那意思就是 Pam 热爱旅行，我也是。好，那课文接着介绍了望图山的山顶耸立于天际。这座山峰数十年以来一直都是环法自行车赛选手的一大挑战。那么单字 summit 名词它表示山顶顶峰。Dramatically 这个副词表示显著的、大幅的。Matt 老师在解释单字时用到 noticeably。Noticeably 这个副词表示明显的、显著的。那我们接回课文中。
Okay, let's continue on with the article. History also runs deep in Provence. Its Roman past remains visible to this day. The city of Arles is the site of an ancient amphitheater that still hosts cultural events today.
Ooh, that would probably be very, very interesting to visit. So again, if you visit this area of the world, you can see so many things and not just only the lavender and the food. So that would be very cool to see. And so we had this adjective visible. If something is visible, it is able to be seen. So you're able to see it. It's not blocked by view. It is something that you can see. So our example sentence says, the effects of pollution in the river are clearly visible. So maybe you can see dead fish, or you can see some kind of like dark oil, icky stuff on top of the water. It is not hard to know that if you look at this river, it's definitely polluted and you know not to go in it.
That's right. Okay, let's go to Hanny.
普罗旺斯也有着深厚的历史，那边的罗马历史遗迹到现在仍然清晰可见。那么亚尔市有一座古老的圆形剧场，到现在也都还会主办文化活动。文中的 amphitheater 这个名词就表示露天的圆形剧场或者是竞技场。那么单字 visible 它是形容明显可见的、看得见的。而例句提到河流受到污染 ，Sam 老师提到水面上可能会浮着黑色油垢啊，或者是黏糊糊、恶心的那种东西。老师说的 icky 就可以形容是令人不快的、令人厌恶的。那介华课文中。
Thanks, Hanny. So today we've learned a few more things you might want to see if you go to Provence, but we've got a couple more coming up after this break.
Located just west of Provence in the Occitanie region, the magnificent Pont du Gard crosses the Gardon River and is another perfect example of ancient engineering. Further east, Avignon's Palace of the Popes commands attention with its huge stone walls and grand halls. Built in the 14th century, it served as the seat of the papacy during one of the Catholic Church's most unstable periods. Provence has a gift for leaving a lasting impression on everyone who visits. In July, when the lavender is in full bloom and the scenery glows with color and warmth, that impression becomes even stronger. With its tasty food, long history, and impressive natural wonders, Provence is the kind of place you'll dream about visiting again.
Okay, we're back. Let's get into the article. Located just west of Provence in the Occitanie region, the magnificent Pont du Gard crosses the Gardon River and is another perfect example of ancient engineering. Okay, so that word there, engineering. Engineering means applying math and science in order to build, maintain, and create structures and machines using that kind of knowledge. So a lot of people go to school to learn engineering in university, and that's where they learn lots of science and math and also use their own creativity to design things that they can make in real life. So an example sentence, they need great engineering skills to build such a tall building.
Yes, okay. And then we continue on to another region of Provence. It says, further east, Avignon's Palace of the Popes commands attention with its huge stone walls and grand halls. And yes, this is a very, very big stone building. Very interesting, very cool to see.
Built in the 14th century, it served as the seat of the papacy during one of the Catholic Church's most unstable periods.
So again, a lot of history in this area.
Okay, let's go to Hanny.
课文接着介绍了位于普罗旺斯西边奥克西塔尼大区有壮观的加尔桥，它横跨了加尔东河，是另外一个古代工程的完美典范。那如果再往东，亚维农的教皇宫有着巨大的石墙和宏伟的大厅，格外的引人注目。好，单字 engineering 这个名词就是指工程或工程学。那这边有一个重点是 command attention， 它表示吸引注意力，获得关注。动词 command 在这边是指应得、博得，后面常常搭配 attention、respect、admiration 等等。例如 Her beautiful singing voice commanded everyone's attention. 她优美的歌声吸引了所有人的注意。好，那接话课文中。
All right, so we will continue now with the article. It says, Provence has a gift for leaving a lasting impression on everyone who visits, which makes total sense because so far we've seen that it kind of has a little bit of something for everyone. The food lover, the flower lover, the art lover, the history lover, there's kind of everything there. And so we saw that we had this word impression. This noun just means something that is lasting in your thoughts or your feelings. So your impression of something is basically how you feel about that thing. A lot of times we say that a first impression is very important because it's very hard to change. So if the first time that somebody meets you, you kind of give them a bad impression, it's hard to change that. And you will always kind of have that negative impression or that negative thought or feeling about that person. And our example sentence says, Laura's kind words left a strong impression on Ollie. So for a long time after, Ollie will remember those words and remember and think, oh, she was a nice person.
All right, getting back to the article. In July, when the lavender is in full bloom and the scenery glows with color and warmth, that impression becomes even stronger. Okay, so in July, the scenery blooms with color and warmth. So warmth is a word which means that something is warm or has warmness within it, so something has heat coming from it. So in that case, we might say that in July in Provence, it will be warm. There will be warmth there. We can also use warmth to mean a degree of comfort, a feeling of feeling comfortable somewhere, or just a feeling of kindness as well. So an example sentence, it was nice to feel warmth again after a long winter.
Yes, okay, so continuing on, it says, with its tasty food, long history, and impressive natural wonders, Provence is the kind of place you'll dream about visiting again. So if you go there and you're not able to see all of those things, then yes, you absolutely will be wishing to go visit again.
All right, let's go to Hanny.
普罗旺斯似乎有一种魔力，能让每一位访客留下深刻印象。7月有薰衣草盛开，这个景色充满了色彩跟温暖，再加上美味的食物、悠久的历史，还有令人赞叹的自然景观，它绝对会让人流连忘返，离开之后还会想回去。好，那么单字 impression 这个名词表示印象，我们可以用 leave a 或 an 加上形容词 impression on somebody 去表达留给某人怎么样的印象。那么 warmth 名词，它表示温暖、暖和或者是热情友好。介华课文中。
All right, we do have a what do you think question. So Sam, which destination in Provence would you most like to visit and why?
See, this is kind of hard for me because actually there are a lot of places that look interesting to me. But I think I would love to visit the beaches because the Mediterranean is such a beautiful area. And so that would be really cool. And I think I also would really like to see the Avignon Palace of the Popes because I saw a picture of it and it is a very impressive building. But truly, there were a lot of different things I would enjoy seeing in this area.
For me, I'd like to see maybe the fields of lavender in the summer. But more importantly, I'd like to have some of that great Mediterranean food that they're cooking. So it doesn't really matter where I am in Provence because I'm sure I'll be able to find some great food.
Yes. All right. So let's go ahead now and review the article again. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Provence isn't just known for its food. Its natural beauty is just as incredible. The turquoise waters of the Verdun Gorge glow brilliantly in the summer sun, as does the Mediterranean at the many beaches dotted along the coastline. Away from the sea, the wind-swept summit of Mount Ventoux rises dramatically against the sky. This peak has challenged cyclists in the Tour de France for decades. History also runs deep in Provence. Its Roman past remains visible to this day. The city of Arles is the site of an ancient amphitheater that still hosts cultural events today. Located just west of Provence in the Occitanie region, the magnificent Pont du Gard crosses the Gardon River and is another perfect example of ancient engineering. Further east, Avignon's Palace of the Popes commands attention with its huge stone walls and grand halls. Built in the 14th century, it served as the seat of the papacy during one of the Catholic Church's most unstable periods. Provence has a gift for leaving a lasting impression on everyone who visits. In July, when the lavender is in full bloom and the scenery glows with color and warmth, that impression becomes even stronger. With its tasty food, long history, and impressive natural wonders, Provence is the kind of place you'll dream about visiting again.
最后，我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分有 summit 名词表示山顶、顶峰 ，dramatically 副词表示显著的、大幅度的 ，visible 是形容明显可见的、看得见的。Engineering 是工程、工程学 ，impression 名词表示印象 ，warmth 名词表示温暖、暖和或者是热情友好。文法的部分，第一个学到了 as 加上助动词或 be 动词加主词，可以表达什么什么也是，如同怎么样怎么样。第二个学到 command attention 是指吸引注意力、获得关注。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
So cold. I think I have a fever.
Are you okay? Do you think you have the flu, Winnie?
I don't know. But I do have a paper cut.
So what happens if sometimes you feel like you're coming down with the flu or you're feeling feverish, but you don't have time to go to the doctor?
First thing you're gonna do, you're always gonna wanna check your body temperature. You gotta make sure you don't have a fever. So how do you do that? With a thermometer, of course. A thermometer is an instrument that checks your body's temperature. You could take it in many different ways, like orally, so through your mouth, through your ear. You can also use it for your forehead.
There are household medicines, over-the-counter medicine that you can just buy at the pharmacy. You don't have to be prescribed this by the doctor. It's pain relief medicine or painkillers. Now, painkillers you might take if you have a headache or you might have some different type of pain throughout your body.
Right, and now what if you're kind of coughing and have an itchy throat? Well, you can always pick up a bag of cough drops. So, cough drops are great for kind of making your coughing kind of subside and make your coughs not so hard and intense. But remember, they may look like candy, but do not eat too many of these. They do still have little amounts of medicine that can help bring down some of the coughing symptoms.
Remember, even though these are great ways to help you temporarily relieve your symptoms, you should still get to a doctor as soon as possible.
But that is all for today. Make sure you like us on Instagram and send us a DM or an email if there's something you want to say in English but you just don't know how. Kiki, is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah, check my temperature.
Okay.
What?
Kiwi later.